Hey, welcome back, everybody. Today is segment number 2. We actually dropped one earlier today, but we're on segment number 2. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and today we're going to talk about some college football. Yesterday, I took some notes of some games that I watched all the way through. I only got a chance to watch like 3 games from like start to finish. So we're going to start off with Oklahoma and Tulane. That was number 2 versus Tulane. I know Spencer Rattler is a little young. He got some playing time last year, but I expect him to be lights out yesterday, and he was not. However, Spencer and Oklahoma won, but they did not dominate. One or two things either happened. Either Tulane is better than what we thought, or Oklahoma got a lot of work to do. So, like I said, I watched that whole game, and they were not sharp. I think the second pass in the game, Spencer Rattler threw an interception, and it was a bad interception. It was late, and it wasn't even down the middle. It was to like a corner route. The safety broke on it and made a good play on it. He ended up throwing like 3 interceptions. So it was not a good game for Spencer, but however, this could be a learning experience, and he got a lot of film to watch. Only player that I did see that was like lights out, and he only made one mistake, was the kicker of Oklahoma. He had like 55-yard field goals, just booming them. Got close to making a 65-yarder from the distance that he made one. It's like, whoo, okay. Yeah, it said Tulane was better than we thought. Shouts out for them, because if that guy would have got that first down on fourth down, there might have been a different game, and we could have been talking about a very big upset. So, no other than the second game that I watched, the University of Miami. I'm a big fan. They played against Alabama. Yeah. Got pretty bad. Like I said, Alabama was way more physical. I'm a diehard Miami Hurricanes fan, but I'm also a realist. I knew early on when I saw that our defensive lineman was waiting for the impact of the offensive lineman, we were going to have a long day. And once you get to a team that you can't stop the run, when they do pass the ball, you're going to be in single coverage out there running like a track star. So like I said, they were way more physical than we were. The play calling was very piss poor. Very bad. First and second quarter, it was terrible. First of all, you're playing against a juggernaut team. Let's be realistic. Your best plays need to be called. I don't care about, oh, we're going to wait to conference. This game really don't count. No. You're playing the number 1 team. You want respect, then go take it. We ran, it was like a shotgun formation. The back was to the right. We had 4 receivers to the left. They defended that with 3 defenders. The reason why we lined it up because we was going to try to run the ball. And I don't know what is going on with the offensive coordinator, if he's nervous. But if you run the ball with 6 men in the box, it's not going to work. Most of the time, it's not. And I'm just like, what is he doing? So, like I said, that was terrible. That stuff is cute for teams that is not physical up front. And they was abusing us. One thing that stood out to me, on a 3rd and 7, we called a run play on like the first or second drive. We called a run play. Now, most offensive coordinators have a script. They're like, hey, we have 22 plays that we're going to run no matter what to start the game off, to get a feel for what they're doing. Unless, like, their DBs are all out zone and the linebackers are flying out of there, on that 3rd and 7, that's not going to really work. Not against Alabama. And their front 4 was so physical, it took 6 of us to block 4 of them. So that's really not going to work. So I feel like that was a blown opportunity. And we had a play call that was for a run play. I'm sorry. No, it was actually that same play. It's 3rd and 7, right? Anybody knows if you're playing quarterback, you're playing receiver, you notice certain things on the field. When there are 2 safeties, less than 10 yards lined up, why would you run the ball? No, you do not. You do not run the ball with 2 safeties lined up. Gosh, it makes me so upset again. But they had 2 safeties playing within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. You do not run the ball into that. If anything, if they can get back and bail out into some type of zone and disguise it, great. But if not, I'm taking my shot. Like I said, that was a blown opportunity. Receivers, they were very soft on the perimeter. I mean, we had a play call. It was a 3-by-1. So we had 3 receivers lined up to the left, and they defended it with 2 players. First of all, that's an automatic bubble screen to the left or to the right if you're going to defend it with 2 players, because we have leverage. We have 3. I guess you're 2. And that DB took our receiver and just got rid of him and made the play himself. And the fact that the person he got rid of was a tight end. So of course, I was very upset about that. You should be able to at least block a defensive back if you're a tight end. Like I said, we were very soft on the perimeter. We were not physical. I know they're trying to make us a finesse and speed team, but that doesn't work against that type of team. We got a running back that's a little thicker and he could pound the ball, but you're trying to run him out of the shotgun. That ain't gonna work with them. And one of the biggest play calls that kind of blew the game, even though it was kind of like getting out of hand, it's a 4th and inches. We call a play, and I'm sorry, no, it's 3rd and 4. We call a play, and the running back falls into the end zone, but his knee goes down first. So that means technically it's a 4th and 1 or 4th and inches on the goal line. They go up tempo, go to the sideline, and he calls a quarterback sneak from the shotgun. Holy, are you kidding me? He's 5'10", maybe 215. He ain't making that not against them from the shotgun. That means you're 5 yards deep getting the snap. He got blowed up, and then he only got back to the 2-yard line. If you're gonna do that, you walk on the center, tell the center on the hip, hey, I'm going on the center. As soon as you take the ball, you put it over and hope that you get it. That's the best opportunity he had. The play calling was very, very suspect, and I'm looking like, were they scared? Because they sure looked like it. Like I said, this loss was on Miami, but it was not on the players. They played the best they could, and they were not prepared. So, like I said, I'm a diehard Miami fan. We sucked, but I'm still a Hurricanes fan. I brought out the old hat yesterday. Didn't bring us any luck, but, on to the next game. One game, the last game I did catch, I was very excited. I saw LSU get beat by UCLA. People probably don't remember this guy. His name is Chip Kelly. He took over the UCLA program a couple years ago, and he's been building that program. I think they could be the next Oregon style, because like I said, he got some players now. He got the program like he wanted, so I think they're going to be pretty good this year. I think they're the favorite to win the Pac-12. I don't know if they'll beat them like the USC's, but, they got a good chance. So I got some scores for you. Texas beat Louisiana. That was a good game. Like I said, Louisiana was ranked 23. There was 21. So that was kind of like an even kill. Washington lost to Montana. That's not good because you're ranked at Washington. You lose to a non-ranked Montana. That's very ugly. Indiana got smoked by Iowa. LSU lost to UCLA 38-27. San Jose, got beat down by USC, which is, expected. Florida took care of Florida Atlantic. Then you have Penn State. That was a knockout, drag-out defensive game. Shout out to Penn State because they didn't have a lot of offense going. But Wisconsin, you can't throw picks late. So, like I said, it was a good game to watch. I caught it here and there between watching the Miami game. Fresno State got beat by Oregon 31-24. And that was also almost a bad look for Oregon because Fresno State was also not ranked. So, Miami, Ohio got smoked by Cincinnati. Good job, Cincinnati. Iowa State almost got beat by Northern Iowa. I didn't even know Northern Iowa had a football team, but okay. Texas A&M took care of business against Kent State, 41-10. One of the biggest games that I forgot I watched, and I really didn't take no notes because I watched it solely as a fan, Georgia versus Clemson. I know Clemson lost. That is okay. They had a lot of time to rebuild. And there was a lot of hitting in that game. I was very excited as a fan to see some defense out there laying wood. I mean, knocking the chocolate out of people. But Georgia pulled it off. There was really not an upset to me because it was 3 versus 5. And I feel like Georgia is the biggest threat in the SEC outside of Alabama. Like I said, Oklahoma took care of Tulane, 40-35. I'm not even going to read off the Alabama and Miami score. North Carolina got upset by Virginia Tech. I think that was Friday night, 17-10. I actually watched most of that game. Virginia Tech was just the aggressor. The quarterback they had looked very minute. He looked normal out there. He's supposed to be, a big time, number 1 pick possibly coming out. Not number 1 overall, but a first round pick. I didn't see it that night. Arizona State took care of Southern Utah. Utah beat Weber State. Coastal Carolina, back for year number 2. They had a good year last year. They won 52-14 against Citadel. Ohio State took care of Minnesota. That was actually a pretty tight game up until like the late third, and then the talent took over. Good job, Minnesota, for sticking in there that long. And tonight at 7:30 on ABC, make sure you stay tuned for Florida State versus Notre Dame. I know Florida State is not actually ranked, but they always come to play. Now I know they had some trouble throughout the years lately, but I feel like Florida State may give Notre Dame a run for their money because everybody is disrespecting Florida State and do not think they have a good enough program anymore to compete. However, this is segment number 2. You guys stay tuned. Make sure you watch the game tonight. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and I am out of here.